If you've been dreaming about retiring to a sun-drenched Caribbean coast, you probably ran into a massive financial wall this year. Mexico has officially tightened its temporary residency solvency requirements. You now need to prove over $4,400 a month in income in order to qualify for a Mexico residency visa. That single regulatory shift has effectively priced out millions of Americans and Canadian retirees living on Social Security checks of, say, $1,800 to $2,500 a month. But here's the good news: geography fixes finances.
Welcome back to Affordable Retirement Abroad. I'm Bill Hare, and today on GeoPension Journeys TV, we're running a head-to-head comparison between two premier Caribbean coastal strips, Mexico's Riviera Maya and the Dominican Republic's Amber Coast, or Costa de Ambar. If you want first world medical hubs, turquoise waters, and gated safety without Mexico's $4,400 cover charge, today's data breakdown is for you. On this channel, we evaluate international relocation using the GeoPension framework, separating your visa cover charge, i.e. what it takes to legally get in the door, from your daily drink prices, or what it costs to actually live there. Mexico's cost of living in local peso markets remains remarkably affordable, but its cover charge has become a huge hurdle. The Dominican Republic, on the other hand, offers a dedicated pensionado visa starting at just $1,500 a month in guaranteed pension or Social Security income, plus instant fast-track permanent residency status. For fixed-income retirees, the DR's legal cover charge is nearly 65% lower than Mexico's. Both the Yucatán and the DR suffer from overpriced tourist bubbles that trap uninformed expats. In Mexico, that's Cancun, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen. In the Dominican Republic, that's Punta Cana, a dollarized resort enclave where real estate and dining match Miami prices. The GeoPension strategy bypasses the hype. In Mexico, we bypassed Playa del Carmen by auditing Acumal Pueblo, Tulum Pueblo, Chetumal, Mahahual, and Bacalar. In the Dominican Republic, we bypassed Punta Cana by focusing on the Amber Coasts, Puerto Plata, Sosúa, and Cabarete, where daily living stays firmly peso-denominated and affordable. Let's dig into the details. First, let's look at the communities where expat retirees are settling. The Amber Coast offers a broad variety of affordable living options. For example, if you're seeking the assured safety of a gated community, I audited during my scouting trip two exceptional, affordable communities that deliver incredible quality of life: ProCab in the town of Cabarete and Costa Ambar, just west of downtown Puerto Plata's cruise ships and amenities. The first community is ProCab in Cabarete, a lush, quiet, green, gated enclave where you can walk to world-class kitesurfing beaches and organic cafes, with modern two-bedroom condos and homes ranging from $120,000 to $180,000 US, and rentals in the $400 to $900 a month range. ProCab is popular because it's a secure, gated, and relatively quiet residential neighborhood within easy walking distance of grocery stores like Janet's Supermarket and the main hub of Cabarete. I really enjoyed the vibe as I wandered the neighborhood. Second is Costa Ambar in Puerto Plata, an established oceanfront community built around a 9-hole golf course featuring self-contained grocery markets, pristine beach access, and strong expat social circles. Renting here inland runs $500 to $1,000 a month, giving you Caribbean beach access at a fraction of Riviera Maya prices. Home prices trend from $140,000 to over $400,000. If you avoid the beachfront properties, it'll still be just a few blocks from the ocean. Now, while ProCab and Costa Ambar are great turnkey security options, you're not limited to gated enclaves. Across the Amber Coast, there are dozens of established, incredibly safe residential neighborhoods, like Torre Alta in Puerto Plata, El Choco near Sosúa, and Encuentro in Cabarete, where expats live comfortably among welcoming local communities for under $600 to $900 a month in rent. The real secret is choosing the vibe that matches your personality. Puerto Plata is a working yet charming Dominican city with deep colonial roots and a vibrant malecon, world-class golf, and a major cruise port in Taino Bay and Amber Cove. Sosúa, just 20 minutes east, is a compact, ultra-walkable expat beach hub centered around tranquil crescent bays in diverse international dining. Finally, Cabarete is the global sports capital of the Caribbean, younger, bohemian, and famous for world-class kite surfing, wellness cafes, and open-air beachfront lounges where you can dine with your toes in the sand. By the way, all three towns have dedicated expat Facebook groups to jumpstart your community immersion. Next up, let's look at healthcare options. But first, whether you choose Mexico, the Dominican Republic, the Andes, Eastern Europe, or even Southeast Asia, managing your relocation with hard financial data is how you protect your retirement. My new Amazon book, How to Retire Abroad on a Social Security Budget, gives you the complete written framework. It teaches you how to calculate currency arbitrage, structure your visa strategy, and build a $1,500 a month lifestyle anywhere in the world without making expensive rookie mistakes. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link at the very top of the description to grab your copy on Amazon today. Now back to the video. Now let's talk about what's near and dear to every overseas retiree's heart: healthcare. In affordable Yucatán retirement spots like Akumal Pueblo or Bacalar, you're just a short drive from top-notch medical facilities. But what about the Amber Coast? One of the biggest fears retirees have about island living is spotty healthcare. But the Amber Coast has a massive secret weapon. Just as Yucatán retirees in Bacalar or Tulum Pueblo offload their heavy medical needs onto Chetumal or Cancun, retirees on the Amber Coast access their specialized healthcare in Santiago de los Caballeros, just an hour drive inland over the mountains. Take a look at this map. Santiago is the DR's second largest city and is just 35 miles south of the Amber Coast towns. Santiago is home to HOMS, the Hospital Metropolitano de Santiago, a massive 300-bed, state-of-the-art medical center affiliated with Johns Hopkins Medicine, featuring U.S.-speaking specialists, advanced oncology, and cardiac centers, all at a fraction of U.S. costs. On top of that, Santiago has local equivalents and franchise versions of U.S. big box and warehouse stores, though the literal U.S. chains like Walmart don't operate physical storefronts here. So by living on the Amber Coast, you get island beach living backed by world-class urban medicine and services under an hour away. And how about flight logistics from the U.S. and Canada for visits from the grandkids? Both the Yucatan and the DR are close to the U.S., but flight access comes down to geography. If you live on the U.S. West Coast or Midwest, there are numerous non-stop flights to Cancun. But to get to the DR, you often have to connect through an East Coast airport. For my routing from California to the DR, I actually had to fly to Boston for my connecting flight. Now that's just crazy, but there is a reason for it. In contrast to Mexico, where the immigrants to the U.S. are spread throughout the country, the Dominican Republic diaspora is primarily on the East Coast, thus the flights are too. But if you live on the U.S. East Coast, the Dominican Republic is unbeatable. 3-hour direct flights from Miami, New York, Boston, straight into Puerto Plata or Santiago. From Toronto or Montreal, there are non-stop flights into the capital, Santo Domingo. Finally, let's look at safety and security. A lot of people assume Mexico is uniformly dangerous or that the Caribbean is a gamble, but let's look at the actual government data. In Mexico, while colonial interior states like Yucatán, home to Mérida, and Campeche boast a pristine Level 1 rating from the U.S. State Department, the actual Riviera Maya coastline sits entirely in the state of Quintana Roo. That puts the Riviera Maya at an official Level 2, exercise increased caution. And the Dominican Republic? It carries the exact same Level 2 advisory, which, for perspective, is the exact same rating the State Department gives to Western European travel hubs like France, Germany, Italy, and the UK. On the ground, both coastal corridors are remarkably stable for retirees. In Quintana Roo, the crime is overwhelmingly concentrated in cartel-on-cartel disputes within late-night tourist nightlife pockets in Cancun and Tulum, while communities like Akumal Pueblo, Mahual, and Bacalar remain peaceful. On the Amber Coast, your main risk isn't organized violence, it's petty opportunistic theft and scooter traffic. As long as you practice basic street awareness, lock your doors, and stick to established expat and local neighborhoods, safety on the Amber Coast is practically a dead heat with the Riviera Maya.
Well, that concludes our comparison, and the data is clear. If the new Mexico residency rules fit your pension, the Yucatan remains a world-class option. But if you're living on a Social Security payment of $2,500 a month or less, the Dominican Republic's Amber Coast is a solid plan B that lets you retire comfortably and safely. So, which Caribbean retirement strategy fits your budget? Drop your comments below, and please don't forget to grab a copy of my Amazon book, How to Retire Abroad on a Social Security Budget. And subscribe! Don't miss our upcoming series, a road trip through Baja and Sonora, Mexico. I'll see you in the next video.